Yes, it be me, Jericho Green, back again. Bring your ear holes. This is going to be a quick little video, just some things I was thinking about, watching some things online, reading some things, and it just got me to thinking, was the civil rights era and post Roe v. Wade all that it was cracked up to be, all that we're told it was, all the positives that we were told that it gave us, because they both came with a trade-off. Now, pre-civil rights era, black folks had similar crime rates as white people. The population was the same, if not more, than white people. Single-parent homes was as low as white people, around 20-25%. But post-civil rights era, post-war on poverty, crime rate in the black communities skyrocketed, single-parent homes skyrocketed, and abortion skyrocketed. Now, my mom, she was born and raised in Baltimore in 55. So the second half of the 50s, 60s, 70s, before she moved out to California, she was raised in Baltimore, inner city Baltimore. And the stories she would tell me, how the neighborhoods were, they were clean, they were nice. It was a piece of Americana. Kids playing hopscotch on the sidewalk, boys playing stickball, riding bikes. A Jewish family owned the store on the corner. It was a beautiful place, a place that anybody would have loved to grow up in America. Some of those places still exist, but not so much in inner city Baltimore. Now, I was there, it was about 15 years ago, and from what I can tell, it hasn't gotten any better, but it was fucked up. The very neighborhood my mom grew up in was fucked up. People doing drugs, boarded up houses, people shit out on the sidewalk. Poverty, violence. Now, people are going to say in the comments, oh, you should have went to this part of town. Well, I didn't. I went to that part, and it was fucked up. All post-civil rights. Now, of course, the civil rights, I shouldn't even have to say this shit, but of course the civil rights had some positives. Any person should be treated equal to any other person. Any public place where my tax dollars are going to, you cannot fucking tell me that I can't go there, and you can't tell me that I got to go through a certain entrance. My tax dollars, get the fuck out of my way, I'll go where I want. Now, private business who wouldn't serve black people or whatever, I mean, I thought about it, I was like, well, if I owned a business, I would not want the government telling me who I can and cannot serve or do business with, no matter how I feel about it. Whatever, it's my business. I'll do what I want. It's my money, blood, sweat, and tears. You can't tell me shit. But, when the government gets involved, shit gets fucked up. But I think the economy would have weeded those kind of people out, because there's only one color that matters. This one right here, green. This always wins. This is like father time. It always wins. 100% success rate. Money. So all those people, all those dinosaurs who were like, you ain't nothing in my goddamn counter, the economy would have weeded them out, because their children would have been like, we can triple our profits and grow our business if we sell to them too. And they would have. Like I said, that Jewish family that owned the store in my mom's neighborhood, even back then, there were some people who did not give a fuck what color you were. As long as you got that green, in here you will be seen. That's all that matters. The economy would have worked out those kind of people. You can stick to this one group of people that you serve for whatever reason. That's fine. Make your little chump change. But if you broaden that and serve everybody, you make more what? Money. Now, also post Roe v. Wade. Since then, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again, almost 20 million black children have been aborted since 1973. So that's another 20 million people, plus their offspring. It would be a much more bigger portion of the population. Ergo, more power, so on and so forth. But in the war on poverty, in the civil rights era, that started, mainly the war on poverty, started the breakdown of the black family. And that gave us what? Look at New York City in the 70s. That was violent and wild as shit. When you break down the family, the rest of that society, the rest of that community will follow. So yes, there were some great things from the civil rights era, but there are also some bad things. Post Roe v. Wade, post civil rights era. You tore down that family and everything else crumbled. The crack epidemic. You have all the people in prison. Thanks Clintons. Thanks Congressional Black Caucus for that. People want to say, oh, it was the evil white man who started throwing all these black men in prison. No, it was mandatory minimum sentencing that was pushed by the Congressional Black Caucus because they saw what the crack epidemic was doing to the neighborhoods. They saw the violence and they saw what was happening to the children. So they leaned on the administration, on the Clinton administration, to make stiffer sentences and get these fools locked up. People say, well, how come a black man will have crack and a white man will have the same amount of coke and the black dude will get more time? That's because of the violence that comes along with crack. You know what drug will get a white dude the same amount of time as crack? Meth. Crack is black people's crack, and meth is white people's crack. And they carry the exact same sentence. So next time you're sitting at Thanksgiving dinner and somebody throws that stupid ass stat at you, throw that one back in their face. But that's what you can thank for that. That's what you can thank for the breakdown of the black family. So civil rights movement, there was some good, but there was some bad. And pre-civil rights movement, there were more black businesses. So you didn't have to lean so much on white-owned businesses or any other owned businesses. There were plenty of black businesses, black-owned businesses in your neighborhood. It was flourishing. But here comes that war on poverty, aka the war on the black family, and here is the result. Present day, 70+% single-parent homes. Black women, 35% of the abortions in this country, yet they're less than 10% of the population. Margaret Sanger, you rotten bitch. So those are my thoughts. So it went through my mind. So now let it go through yours. You know my slogan, I can't be done with the left. They just won't let me. Jericho Green, I'm out.